Hi, today I'm going to show you how to assemble your Helio Posh, as well as start it, turn it off, and put it back in its case. This is going to be quick, so let's get started.
First, open your travel case and remove the custom foam and set aside. Next, remove the base plate. Place the base plate with the rubber feet facing down. Now remove the LCD column from the case. Align the column to the base plate using the alignment tabs. Screw the knobs to the base plate. Place the head unit onto the column. Open the back door and screw the head unit knobs. Connect the head unit power and plug in the USB cable. Next, remove the power cable and plug it to your Posh and turn with the switch. Next, unscrew the nut and remove the camera cover. Now turn on your camera and replace the cover. You're all set and ready to go. Now for packing it up, just simply reverse the instruction and that should complete it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks on turning your passion into profit.
Alright, so this is how to install your iPad into your Helio Posh Pro head units, or the steps are also the same for the Helio Pro head unit without the camera, also for the Helio Flare and the Helio Flare Pro. So to install the iPad, first thing you're going to want to do is, of course, remove your head units from the column, and you're going to place the head unit down somewhere soft, not too hard, just so you can avoid cracking the screen if you place it on a hard surface. All right, so let's get started. To install this iPad, first thing you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen this screw right here in the middle. So go ahead and just loosen that. Once it's loosened, you can go ahead and just remove the back plate just like this. All right, so now that you have the back plates removed, from here, you're going to remove all 4 wing nuts on each corner, indicated by arrows here. So go ahead and remove those. Okay, so now from here, you're gonna go ahead and just lift this piece right off, just like that, and you can place that to the side like this. All right, so now from here, this is the screen you're gonna place the iPad onto. So you're gonna grab your iPad, make sure it's clean, no debris on there. This one has some, but just make sure yours is nice and clean. So from here, you're gonna flip the iPad this way so the screen's facing down, and make sure the charging port is facing towards this opening here, so you're able to slide the charging cable through. So what you're going to do is, when you're placing this iPad down, do it front face first, and you're going to engage the clips here at the top. So you want to make sure those are getting engaged. So place it in, push it forward, and then you're going to place it down. As you're putting pressure forward, place it down, and now push it up and then back down, and make sure to press down on all 4 corners so that the iPad is nice and flush with the screen. You don't want one side more elevated than the other. You want it to be all perfectly flush. So this one is pretty flush. I pressed down on all 4 corners. One side doesn't feel or look elevated than the other. So now from here, I'm going to install my charging cable to my iPad so that the iPad stays charged the entire time it's in the photo booth. So you'll see here, there is a charging cable hanging down here from this area. So that one, you're going to grab the back plate here, and you're going to route that through here to charge that iPad. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this through here. All right, so I have the iPad charger installed now. So now that you have that plugged in, and make sure it's fully plugged in, it's not loose. So from here, you can go ahead and put this back plate back onto the front. So make sure to line up the hole here with the hole on the faceplate right here. Again, if you have the regular Posh Basic, you're not going to have this hole, but the steps are the exact same. So now from here, if you notice on the faceplate, there's these 4 screws all around each corner. Those 4 screws, you're going to line up with these holes here where the arrow's pointing to. So on all 4 corners. So I'm going to go ahead and line those up now. And all right, so now that you got this aligned with all 4 screws, from here you're going to grab your wing nuts and you're going to place them down on those screws to hold the back plate down. So go ahead and install the first one here. Now we're going to grab the other side. And make sure these are nice and snug. They don't have to be super tight, just snug enough to hold the back plate down properly. All right, so these are pretty snug now. So from here, I'm just gonna double check some of these. All right, so these are tight. That's all good. Another quick note before we put this black back plate on. These black screws here, these are all pushing on the iPad or pressing on the iPad so that it's flush with the glass screen here in front. What you can do from here is test that screen in the front. If your iPad's already on, you can just wake it up by tapping it like this. And you're going to want to test the screen, make sure that the touch is responsive on all corners. And if it's looking good, if it's being responsive, then you can go ahead and place this back plate back on. If it's not being responsive, then what you can do is check wherever it's not as responsive, the touch, and then flip it back over here. And you're going to adjust, you're going to tighten the screw where the iPad's not as responsive. And you only want to tighten it just a quarter turn and then check. You don't want to over tighten this. That can cause the iPad to put a lot of pressure on the screen, which can then cause it to crack. So make sure to just do a quarter turn on these at a time and then check the touch. If you do all that and it's still not super responsive, then don't go ahead and tighten it more. Try loosening all these black screws and then tighten it a quarter turn each one at a time so that it's putting the same amount of pressure on each side of the iPad. And then try it again, and that should work for you. All right, so this touch for us was responsive, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it back up. So go ahead and grab your back plates, and I'm just gonna line up the hole up here with the hole right here. And also I'm gonna grab these wires. These are the wires for your camera and your flash. So these right here, you can just route it through the hole at the top here. All right, so just like that. And now this part here, sometimes it's a little tricky to close it. So all you gotta do is line up this hole with the hole in there, and then you're gonna move it left and right, so just like that. So it fell down, and you'll feel it fall into place, just like that. And so once it's in place, go ahead and just tighten this middle screw right here. All right, and then just tighten it until it's nice and snug. Check the front of the screen, make sure it's nice and flush still. Okay, looks good. All right, so from here, you're all set. Your iPad's in place and it's gonna stay charging in there. And then from here, you'll just place your camera up top and you're set to go. All right, so if you have the Shell Posh Pro or Flare Pro, this is how to install your Canon M50 or your Canon R100. I have an M50 here. If you have an R100, your dummy battery is going to be attached to this cable, and so you'll just insert the battery directly into the camera. This cable as well is not going to be a micro USB cable like this one. It's going to be a USB-C. So those are the main differences with the M50 and the R100, but this process is all the same when installing the camera. All right, so once you got the iPad already installed in there and you have that set up, from here you can install your camera. So what you can do is first set the camera down here so that the lens goes through the hole. I would also extend the lens as well so that it's in the shooting position, and make sure you do have an SD card inserted, or you might have some problems with the software picking up the camera properly. All right, so go ahead and install this. So I'm just gonna set it down in here. This is the hot shoe. That's how the flash syncs to the camera. So this just slides right into the top part over here. Trying not to block it with my finger. There you go. So just like that, and just push it in all the way. Now from here you can then plug in this USB cable. This is how the iPad gets the connection to the camera. So that'll plug into the right hand side over here. Okay, now that that's plugged in, you will plug in the power to the dummy battery inside this M50 camera. All right, so that's all plugged in. So now you'll grab your screw to secure the camera to the brackets. Okay, and now you can then test it to make sure that everything is working properly. So I'll go ahead and turn that on right now. Okay, forgot to mention, and a quick note, you are going to want to adjust a few settings on this camera. So make sure to unplug this before you adjust these settings, because if it's tethered to the software, it won't allow you to use the settings here. So go ahead and click on menu on the bottom right, and then you're going to go to function settings, and then under function settings on the second option under power saving, you're going to set auto power off to disabled. The other thing you might want to adjust, which you don't need to, but if you want to save some space in your SD card, image quality, set that to S2. And from there, you should be good with the camera settings. All right, so I plugged in a power supply here just to test it out, but you can put this back on your booth and then turn it on to test it. So go ahead and turn the camera off and on just to reinitiate the connection to the iPad. It's usually good practice to first, every time you're setting this up, turn the camera off and on to make sure that it reinitiates the connection. So let's go ahead and flip this. So I have booth.events open already. Let me remove this so it's easier to see. So I'm gonna just make sure that it is connecting to the software. So from this dashboard, if it picks up the camera, you should see your camera show up right here under EOS M50. And if you click on that, you can adjust the settings. If it's hard to see yourself in the live view, select the setting to brighten live view. The camera, I forgot to mention, should also be in manual mode, so you'll adjust that at the top dial here. So just make sure to set that in manual mode so you're able to adjust the settings. And a quick run through these settings here. The ISO, that's you're gonna have to change depending on your lighting. The higher the ISO, the brighter the photo. The lower the ISO, the less bright it's gonna be. In a well-lit area, I typically keep it around 300. But again, do some test shots at your events and then adjust the lighting so the picture comes out how you want it. Shutter speed, typically 1/100 is good. So 1/125, that's typically where we keep it at. Aperture, 5.6 is good as well. White balance, you're going to set that to flash, or either flash or automatic white priority. Either one works really well. So I'll set that one to flash here. But that's essentially the settings we use. Again, just gonna have to adjust the ISO depending on lighting. Also, quick note, if you don't see the camera pop up, try, like I mentioned earlier, try turning it off and on. Wait like a minute and then check. If that still doesn't work, try unplugging the head unit from the power cord. Unplug it, plug it back in, and then check again. And that usually will solve that issue. So, all right, so that's how you set up your camera to work with your Posh Pro or Flare Pro. You can find more information on our knowledge base down on the link below. Hope this was helpful, and have a great rest of your day. All right, so this is how to set up the LCD videos on your Helio Posh. So when you first turn on your Posh, you'll notice that the LCD screen is going to show a desktop like this one here. On this desktop, you'll notice there's this USB drive that it's detecting here. And that is the USB drive that we connect to the back of this mini PC here. This one right here, you should have one just like this. So you're probably wondering, how do I play my own videos? So the way to play your own videos is you're going to want to upload your videos onto this USB drive. But it's important that you upload the videos onto this playlist folder. So if you want to organize your videos, you can create a subfolder within this folder. So we have these two folders that we install for you that have some default videos to play. You can either ignore these, delete these, whatever you want to do with them. But if you wanted to play your own videos, what you can do is create a new folder. And this can be done on your computer, or you can do it through here with this wireless keyboard here. If you bought a full system, then we set up this keyboard already for you. The keyboard will have a USB in the back. You're gonna take that USB out and you're gonna plug it in to any available USB port on this mini PC. So once you have that connected, you can flip on the keyboard from the top here, and you should be good to go. It'll pick up the signal from the keyboard, and you can move the mouse around and use the keyboard as well. Okay, so from here, you can create your own folder, so you can name it whatever you like. Name it My Videos if you like. Okay, you're gonna click Create. And then from here, you can paste your videos onto this folder, drag them on there, however way you want to do it. So this is important to create a folder within the playlist folder, because the media dashboard that I'm going to show you in a minute is going to read the files that are in that playlist folder of your USB. And if you wanted to use your own USB drive, what you can do is create a folder in that USB drive called Playlist, and it has to be plural like this so that the dashboard can read it properly. So you can create a playlist folder in your own USB drive if you like. Okay, so once you have that created and you have your videos in that USB drive and you plug it back into the computer again, from here, now you can access the media dashboard to play your videos. So to access that media dashboard, you're going to have to set up a manual IP address, and you need to do this so that the iPad can communicate with the computer. so you're able to play the videos from the iPad. So if you have a full system, we already set this up for you. You can ignore this step. You can go directly to the media dashboard and it should load for you. All right, so if you're setting this up for the first time, you're gonna go to your settings. And on your settings, under Wi-Fi, you should see Ethernet. If you don't see Ethernet, that's normal. All you have to do is disconnect the USB cable coming from the head unit and reconnect it again. That'll reinitiate the connection and you should see the Ethernet show up again. It's normal if it doesn't show up, you just have to reconnect it and connect it again. So from here, you're gonna click on Ethernet, you're gonna go to USB, and right now it's set up to a manual IP address, but yours is going to be set to automatic like this when you first open this page up. So what you're gonna do is click where it says automatic, click on manual, and you're gonna input this IP address, so 192.168.10.99. So just like that, then you're gonna input a subnet mask, so that's just gonna be 255.255.255.0. So you're gonna input the IP address and the subnet mask exactly how you see it right here. All right, once you input that, you're gonna click on save at the top. So from here, you should be able to access the media dashboard. To access that media dashboard, you're gonna open up your browser. Right now, I already have it loaded up, but what you're gonna do is just type in ata.local on the search bar, just like you see it right here. And it should load the media dashboard. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to load, so give it a second, but it should load up for you just like this. So from here, you can choose the folder that you want to play that's in that USB drive. So let's say you want to play your own folder that you created. You'll just select it from the drop-down menu here. So I'll choose the ATA, and then you're going to click on Start, and that's going to start playing the videos down below like this. So from here, you can also stop the video, and that'll stop the video down below. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to register that you're stopping the video. We'll give it a second and it'll stop it just like that. One quick note, if you want the videos to fill the entire LCD screen, make sure they are in 540 by 1920 resolution so that it fills up that whole screen down here. All right, from this dashboard, you can also paste the gallery link so you're able to play a slideshow showing all the photos from the event. So what you can do is open up your photo flicks, just like that, and you're gonna click on the event you want to play the gallery from. Go click on the last icon down below, and then your gallery, you can copy the gallery link from here. But make sure you are connected to internet before you do this, unlike me. So we'll wait for that to connect and then go back in and reconnect, grab that gallery link. So I'm connected now, so I'll grab the gallery link. So that's copied. I'll go back here, go to your, click where it says web gallery, touch and hold, and you're gonna click on paste, and you're gonna click start. All right, so it's gonna open up the gallery just like this. So from here, to play the slideshow, you're gonna click on this menu on the right hand side, then you're just gonna play slideshow. It's gonna give you these settings. You can customize the background color, the transitions. So you can customize a lot here and make that slideshow how you want it. I'm gonna leave it on default, so just play slideshow. And there you go. Now you can see the photos from that event. There you can see my face on there. And similarly at the top, you can stop the video or stop the web gallery, and that'll stop it down below. Forgot to mention, but if you are going to be using a slideshow, you want to make sure that the computer is connected to Wi-Fi. So either your hotspot or the Wi-Fi of the area. To connect to your Wi-Fi, you're going to use your wireless keyboard. And if you look on the top right, you'll see some bars like this. You're gonna click on that and you should be able to see your Wi-Fi network down here below. So go ahead and connect to it and you'll be able to use that slideshow option. All right, hope this was helpful. You can find some more information on our knowledge base, so be sure to check that out, and hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay, so this video today is going to show you how to set up your printer to work with your Helio Flare or your Helio Posh. All right, so let's get started. So first thing you want to do is, of course, load the media in your printer. We have videos on how to load the media properly on our knowledge base, so be sure to check those out. After that, you're going to grab your USB cable, plug it into your printer, and of course your power cable as well. Your USB printer, this is going to go connected directly on the Printio itself if you have a Helio Flare. So on the Flare, you'll just connect that directly to the Printio right in here, just like that. The power to the printer, you can connect that to the power strip down below. If you got our full system, you'll have that power strip installed for you. Just plug it into any available outlet down here. All right, so if you have the Helio Posh, you're going to plug in that USB printer cable directly into the available USB port here on the outlet down at the bottom. You can also plug in your power cord directly into this outlet as well. Okay, so you're all set from there. Okay, now that you have your printer plugged into power and you have the USB cable connected to the Printio, from here, you're going to want to go to your iPad settings and make sure right under Wi-Fi that you see Ethernet. If you have a full system with the iPad included, this was already set up for you, so you don't have to worry about this IP address. But if you're installing the printer yourself, make sure to check out a tutorial video to make sure this is all set up properly for you. So let's say you got the printer set up and your Ethernet showing up, so you're good to go from here. If it's not showing up, then what you want to do is come back around the booth and you're going to unplug the USB cable that's coming down from your head unit. You're going to unplug that, plug it back in again, and then go and check. If it's still not showing up, then unplug the power from the head unit, plug it back in, then check again, and it should show up after that. All right, so now that you confirm that that's working, from here to test that everything's working properly with the printer and that it's getting the connection, you're gonna go to your browser and you're gonna look up printio.loco, just like that. So go ahead and look it up. There we go. So right here in this page, you should see your printer show up. So I have the 620, so that's what's showing up for me here. You'll have a 2x6 and a 4x6 option. So from here, you can choose any of the options. You can do a quick test print. All right, so that's printing right away. So I know it's getting the connection and that's working properly. Okay, if you're on the Posh with the LCD screen, then you're gonna look up ata.local. It's gonna take you to this media dashboard. From this media dashboard, you're gonna click on Printio, and that's gonna take you to the Printio.local dashboard where you can check if your printer is connected properly. Okay, so we confirmed everything's working properly. From here, we can now connect the printer to our photobooth software. So you're gonna go to PhotoFlix. Let's get out of the event here. And then we're going to add a printer. So click Add Printer, and you're gonna choose from this list either 4x6 or 2x6, depending on which template you're using, or you can add both if you're using a 4x6 and a 2x6 template. All right, so from here, by the way, if you do see a printer here and it has an error, make sure to remove it and then re-add the printer. Every time you exit the software, you have to re-add the printer, so don't forget to do that. All right, so now that you have the printer connected to your software and we confirmed everything's working, from here, you can go ahead and start printing those awesome photos for your guest. All right, hope this was helpful and have a great rest of your day. All right, today I'm going to show you how to set up your LED lights to connect to your photobooth software so they're able to change after each action that is done when using the app. So if you have a full system, this part here is already set up for you. But if you have the shell, these are the first steps you're going to want to do. So you're going to want to open up the app store here. And in the app store, you're going to look up LED hue. All right, so this app right here is the one you're going to want to download. So go ahead and open that. All right, so once you have the app opened, on this page here at the top, you're going to see the different Bluetooth devices in the area. So the device you're going to want to connect to is called SP110E. That's the one here at the top. So I'm going to click on it. And it's connected. It'll be connected, has the blue check mark, and make sure this here is toggled on as well. So then the next step is you're going to want to set up these settings down here. So you're going to want to make sure it's on GRB, and then also on the right hand side set it to SK6A12_RGBW. Total pixels can be set to 600. From here you're going to click on enter, and you can test out the lights. So if you choose a color, those should change colors to the exact one you're selecting. Up here we have different presets. So you can leave it connected to this app and control the lights via this app. That's fine. But after you're done with this process, if you want to be able to connect it to your photobooth software, then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you exit the app completely. So swipe up on it on the background apps, just like that. All right, so once you disconnected the Bluetooth from that app, you can go to your PhotoFlick software, also known as booth.events. All right, so from the software itself, we're gonna go back to the event settings. Okay, so from this dashboard, you're gonna go to where it says LED connected. And right here, it should say the device that's connected. If it's not, if SP110E does not show up here, then make sure up here on profile to set that to SP110E LED hue. So once that's selected, try refreshing the app and it should connect to your Bluetooth module. So from here, you can customize what the color changes to after each action. So right here, action screen answering email, that'll turn to purple here. And you can do the same thing to the other actions down here. You can change it to a specific color, or you can change it to a preset, an automatic preset if you like, and then you can select which preset you want from here. There's hundreds of presets here that you can choose from. All right, or you can also leave it to defaults, and you can always go back to it. Just click reset defaults here. All right, so that's how you connect your lights to your photobooth software. Hope this was helpful. Please check out our knowledge base for more information. Thank you and have a great day.